Hello. Sorry about that. Hello. We're gonna be playing Loving Decay. Decays. Whatever. Uh, I don't know much about this. We're a mortician. Um, some businesswoman hires us, something like that. Also, lets this curator for a museum uh help us or something like that. I don't know much about it, but I think this character is attractive. Also, if you see the um well, maybe the VODs don't know, but the Twitch title is Dating Elsewhere Cody Carson. And if you're a Set Off fan and you've been around for Elsewhere, you know what I'm talking about. How he how the pink hair kind of reminds me of Cody Carson. It's different. This character has more longer hair. He has Cody Carson has more shorter. It's just this shape around his head, but that's it. Very similar hairstyle to Midnight Cody Carson. So that's the joke. All right, let's play. The li- the woman in front of you lays with ghastly pallor. Her hair is streaked with gray, and her lashes, intact in their darkness, rest lightly on cold skin. Around her lips, pale splotches of pink blossom to the jawline. You wonder, as you always do, what kind of voice would have come out of their mouths. Perhaps something unsaid, dissolved into the dark with her. The needle injector between your finger clicks, binding her jaw shut. Not to not know anything about the bodies whose mouth you'll shut. Fingers you'll break, and veins you'll drain. Past what is written on the cream, papered folder, just an arm's reach away. It was a given in this line of work, and yet it is impossible not to imagine the life behind the visage you are looking in time. Sometimes the bereaved would even make certain requests to make sure their deceased looked as close to life as possible. Like things like leaving certain piercings in or using a specific color of lipstick. You're not sure if the pink on her skin is a rash or a birthmark. Either way, it's light enough that it will be covered by makeup later. So, sorry about me coughing a lot. My throat's still dry. If you're seeing the dates on VODs, this is the same day as me recording the final part of step 1 for choose path. So I still have this, and I'm posting that VOD tomorrow. Another click resounds under the pressure of your fingers. In the cold room, perpetu- in the cold room, perpetually basking in the steam of formaldehyde, you perform your rituals with mechanical ease. You wonder if anyone would want to preserve you in such degree, should your time come. You give your shiny new worker ID card a once over. Okay. Also, this game uh, was at the top of itch, so that's why I wanted to play this. Your gender, male. And other personal information, you make mental note not to lose your card again. Oh, hello, Ash. How come you get a new card? Lost my entire lanyard a while back. Either the clasp broke or I accidentally left it somewhere. Maybe it got tired of being misplaced. and decided to leave home. Come on. Can you at least smile? No. The colleague turned good friend of yours, youthful and naturally easygoing, ashes a breath of fresh air in the funeral home staff. Despite her occasional childness, she takes her job with surprising sobriety. Bet old Jarek gave you an earful. You chuckle, carefully pocketing the piece of plastic. Oh, only for 5 minutes. Your record's not broken yet. That's too bad. Oh, by the way, you're done dressing up Mrs. Jane? Yes, Miss Jane Miller. Sorry. Yeah, just finished. My catchphrase is whatever. That's what I say. Also, anyways, have any of her family members responded? Our only child will come for viewing tomorrow. Okay, good. Don't forget to prepare for the viewing, and if anything comes up, just call. Aye, aye, sir. May your endeavors be fruitful. She strains and salutes, earning a grin from you. See you, Ash. You give her a friendly pat on the shoulder and exit the building. Afternoon warmth replaces the lobby's air-conditioned chill. Oh, there's finally noise. Is there music? Why can I barely hear it? Let me turn it up for everything up for you. Ah, that's why. That's why. Ha. Ha. I found why. There's no music in the beginning, so. Afternoon warmth replaces the lobby air-conditioned chill. Starting up a pace, you reviewed the day tasks in your head. Jane Avery, a wealthy businesswoman from the north side of the city, recently passed in a hospital due to natural causes. It was a heart attack. Before her death, she left 2 letters detailing the preferred setting of her funeral arrangements. Oh, this is the person. I guess they're dead. I guess they're dead. That's... Did I read that? Handle her funeral arrangements. Ah, I didn't read that. See, I'm bad. I don't read summaries at all. At dawn, her body came in from the hospital. It was one of her assistants who handled the letters. The first one only having your name on it, and the second one having both you and someone you don't know. The first letter contained a deposit payment and viewing request. She also mentioned people that she would like to have involved in the preparation, though people may have gave a false sense of the number. She simply requested you as a mortician and a man, a botanical curator from Colivin Museum of Natural History, as an extra hand. His name is... Let me find out how to pronounce this. Jeez. I know how to pronounce chin. Pronunciation. Also, it might depend on the tone. Let me actually find something better. Hold on. I'll just call him Chin. Sorry. What? Sorry, I got a text. Sorry. This is gonna be a very quick thing. Very quick break. Hello. Let me put something out where it is. Is it not here anymore? Or I just locked preview. No, it's not here anymore. Me. Maybe not today. Maybe I shouldn't put that there, but not feeling great. Here we go. Let's continue. His name is, don't know how to pronounce it, Chin. The other person ran on the second envelope. At the end of the first letter, we're instructed to open the second one only when you are both present. So you contacted the curator a few hours ago. He responded quite quickly and agreed to meet you today. Hold on. I'm back, sorry. A strange excitement dwells in the back of your mind. Autolysis? Don't know. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was waiting for it to show up. The curator recommended this cafe as a meeting spot. It's situated not far from both the funeral home and your residence, but you've never tried it before. You chose a seat for two near the windows, basking in the remaining daylight pouring from them. The city, ever busy, shines under it. You take out Jane's second layer and sit it nicely in the middle of the table. Cafe bell rings throughout the room. You and some other patrons reflexively glance at the entrance. Here is the man. Okay, so that is like an outfit thing. Like a weird ribbon. A young man is already looking directly at you. Smiling, he makes a beeline to your table. Under his right arm is a motorcycle helmet, and under his left is a messenger bag. The keychains on it rattle with each step. Excuse me, are you Snow? Or maybe Chow, I could say. Ah, yes, you must be Chow. What was it? What did it tell me? Chow Shaw. Chow. I don't know.
Chow Xiong.
Chow Xiong.
Chow Xiong.
A lot of it saying Chow Xiong. Ah, yes, you must be Chow Xiong. Yes, that's me. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have blush? I don't know. He makes your extended hand over the table and takes a seat. Sorry to keep you waiting. Traffic's quite bad today. No, it's alright. I just got here myself. Did you come here straight from work? I did. Had to sort out some papers this morning. His gaze falls to the letters on the table. Let's order something first. He waves a waitress over and you both give her your order. You knew her, didn't you? You should be the one to open it. Chow shakes his head. Yes, she sent it to you, not me. Go ahead, we'll read it together anyways. You offer a small smile and open the unbroken envelope. The paper is the same as the first letter, thick and of high quality. The late Jane Avery wrote meticulously. You lift the paper in the middle of the table, facing the window, so both of you can read it at the same time. Her handwriting comes to life in clear, simple cursive. After a minute or so, your eyes meet his at the same time. The silence is broken when the waitress brings in your orders and both of you let out short things. Can I read it again? He takes the letter and scans it again. With him occupied, this is the first time you observe his features. You didn't expect anything in particular, but with such a botanical, with a title such as botanical curator, you can't help but expected a more aged person. Someone much more to the deceased aged than yours. A simple type of handsomeness graces his face, framed by hair the shade of blooming petals. His eyes are soft and youthful. They brim with apparent curiosity. Still, there's an air of maturity in how this man carries himself. His voice is stable, and his stride is confident. Chow's fingers absentmindedly drum the table, bringing you back to attention. Would you like to eat first, sir? Yes. Also, you can call me by my name. I don't think we are that far in age. Only if you want to, of course. Okay, you can call me by name too. Don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions about my work. We'll be working together after all. I'd like to ask you some things too, if you don't mind. Not all. I guess it's important to ask a question. How long have you been working in Colivet? About a year now. You? Almost 2 years in Heaven's Shade. I felt welcomed from the start, though. The other staff were really nice. Same here. Good co-workers always help make the job worthwhile. You nod in agreement. What about you and Miss Jane? Were you two familiar with each other? A little, actually. She's a benefactor and frequent visitor of the museum. She was a busy woman, but in her free time, she'd visit the museum sometimes. She came to recognize us, herbaria staff. How long have you known her? Only after I took the job, so less than a year. We talk about the museum, its collections, or mundane things. We're not professionally close, but she was bright and a little intimidating, but in a good way. I had no idea she had an illness, though. Was she in the hospital? Yes, her body came in from the hospital across the street. Any idea how long she was there? According to her employees, she had stayed in the hospital for weeks. Her death was quite sudden, but unsurprising, they said. Any visitors or family members so far? No, only her employees. My friend contacted her son, though. I see, it's natural causes then? Yes, by cardiac arrest. Chow nods, seemingly finished with this line of questioning. Well, let's meet her wishes as best as we can then. Of course. I didn't know Miss Jan at all, but... So... She most likely heard about me from someone else, but... I'm honored that she asked specifically for me. Your tone and words are a product of both experience and genuine empathy. You've exchanged your condolences with Chow via text, but talking directly is always different. About his job. What do botanical curators do? A variety of things. We handle the acquisition, documentation, and preservation of botanical collections. Still don't know what botanical is. Plants, botany, and study of plant life. Okay. museum has a herbarium wing, so I mostly tend to that. I also get to guide a lot of tours, for kids mostly, because according to my manager, my face is approachable for them. They're not wrong, you think. You don't miss the way his voice endearingly rises at the mention of his job. What about you? I'm not really familiar with the death care services. Morticians are basically funeral directors. We work with the families, arrange funeral services and memorials, service details, paperwork, things like that. The hours are flexible, but I work on call too. Since I have the licenses to work as both funeral director and embalmer, it varies from time to time. Do you have a preference for either one? Not really. A senior embalmer just retired from the home, so I'm taking more embalming work lately. Um, just until a recruit comes in. I've already dressed up Miss Jane this morning since in the first letter she requested a viewing be held. You deliver the last sentence in a gentler tone, unsure of how sensitive sudden mentions of Jane might affect Chow. He doesn't particularly react, so you continue. But it's good work. I chose this line because I felt a call to it. What about you, Chow? What made you choose your job? Sally perks up at the sound of his name. I've always had an urge to preserve and understand what I like. Since childhood, I've always had an interest in plants, no matter their kind. That and blood makes me a little squeamish. I can't study far in the field of animals or the human body, but if I ever gain an interest in either one, I think I'd like to pick up the necessary knowledge too. It's never too late to learn. I agree. About him. You point your chin at his helmet, resting on the back of his chair. You ride a motorcycle? Sure do. It saves a lot of time and money. And it's fun. When I need a refresher, I take it out on night rides. What else do you do in your free time? I enjoy photography. I usually take pictures of things I'm interested in. So, plants again. I consider my job as a hobby too. When I preserve or log a specimen, I try my best to learn as much as possible about them. It keeps them alive that way in history and knowledge. You seem very passionate about your work. Of course, it's special to me. If it feels something, that's for sure. What about you, Snow? What do you think about what you do? It's both personal and impersonal, I suppose. You're assisting someone, or at least their loved ones, through death. The last stop. Yet you will never know the deceased personally. I know them through what is left of them. Not sure what to think about that. In a way, that's not too different from his job either, you think. You wonder if that was a little too much, but Chow's eyes you with a satisfactory glint. I understand what you mean. You smile appreciatively. Okay, no more questions. Both of you finish your meals and the conversation automatically returns to the job at hand. You review the contents of the second letter together. Okay, so Miss James stated she would like to be buried. After a 3-day viewing starting tomorrow, she will be buried at her family graveyard outside the city, attended only by her son. During the viewing, she wants to feature various specimens representing all the museum's wings. The choice of specimen is given to the curation teams, and she wants to be displayed in a glass coffin. Chow looks at you with slight concern. Isn't the viewing supposed to be tomorrow? Is this enough time? I think we have 1 or 2 glass coffins. I'll ask right now to check. You take out your phone to quickly text Ash. Jane Avery's request is on the more unconventional side. 3-day viewing, displayed like a museum expedition, then a burial. No ceremony, memorials, or eulogies. It's not disallowed, but considering her direct summon of you, you can't help but be curious. You look back up at Chow. What about the specimens? can you get permits or transportation fast enough? I'll try, but if it's for Mrs. Jane, I'm pretty sure the museum will treat it urgently. So if you don't mind, can I keep the letter? I'm sure the other staff would like to see it too. I'll type up the content and send it to you when I get back to the museum. That's fine. If there isn't anything else, let's go now. Let's. You both gather your belongings and pay at the counter. Chow opens the door for you on your way out. You're going straight to Heaven Shade after this? Yeah, but I need to drop by my apartment first, so it's nearby, so I'll just walk. Are you going back to the museum? Yeah, I'd like to start discussing with the team as soon as possible. I have time and a spare helmet, though. Want to ride instead? I'll drive carefully, so don't worry. He walks towards his motorcycle. Its body, dark and shiny, reflects the city in the form of floating glass buildings. A tempting offer from a sweet young man. Alright, sure, accept. Sure, thanks a lot, Joe. You slip on the helmet he hands you. It's a perfect fit. Your hands fusses with clicking on the strap buckle. Chow watches with slight amusement from the seat of his vehicle. May I? Yes, please. His hands are careful not to touch your face. They close your helmet's buckle with a satisfying click. The strap tightens under your chin and he steps back, putting on his own helmet. You take your seat behind Chow carefully, legs touching ever so slightly with his. At such proximity, you notice the slight flowery fragrance his jacket carries. Where to, Snow? You tell him your apartment name. I can tell you the way as we go. Or do you prefer a map? No, it's okay. The vehicle's engine comes to life, and Chow cracks his neck to the side. I know where it is. What? Excuse me? How do you know where it is? You've never been here, right? Day 1 of Jane Avery's viewing. The morning light bathes the funeral home's woody interior. The next 3 days will be spent by you arranging and overseeing the viewing of Jane Avery. Everything's prepared and ready for this morning. You enter the viewing room for the one last minute check. In the center lies Jane's embalmed body. The natural state of her features are sharp and severe, commanding attention even in slumber. You've had more than enough time to survey the woman's face in the morgue, and yet here, when you laid her in the glass coffin, one feels compelled to look even longer. Surrounded by rich flowers and fabric, at the moment, this room looks more like a museum rather than a funeral home. The room is elegantly decorated and successfully adorned with various displays of plants, both living and preserved. Courtesy of the museum, condolence gifts and flowers line the area, all coming from business partners. You've done this countless times before, but the circumstances of you being requested by name by a stranger gives you a heightened sense of attentiveness. It won't be long until guests start coming. Time to focus. There's a moderate amount of people milling in and out of the room today, including people from bodies to which she was a patron. Both higher-ups and staff from the Cullivan Museum of Natural History will pay their respects to the late woman. You mostly stand by at the landing area between the hall and the viewing room. No sign of the sun yet. Snow? Oh. You turn to face a tall man with black hair and a familiar face. Owen? Hey. Owen Weaver, your high school friend, not the closest, but you've had a admirable relationship with the man. You last met at a reunion a few months ago. Fatigue is more apparent on his pale face compared to back. It is you. Hey. Are you the one handling this? I am. Do you need anything? Jane's my mom. The girl Ash said to talk to you since you're the one in charge of reviewing. Oh, I see. My condolences, Owen. Thanks. A second passes as you both think of what to say. He shifts on his feet, beady eyes observing the unfamiliar halls. Remember what we talked about a few months ago at the reunion? You nod, pausing to recall the details. Don't remember. A few months ago. Stepped outside the restaurant, the noise of chatter almost immediately dissipating into quiet rustles of wind and distant waves. You inhale as much fresh air as possible before anyone notices you're gone. Reunions aren't particularly unbearable to you, but the noise can get overwhelming. Not to mention the distance it took you to get here. In the distance, the ocean glitters in preparation for the sinking sun. You find yourself smiling a little to yourself. Hey, Snow. Oh, a hi, Owen. Want one? He takes out a pack of cigarettes and offers them to you. No thanks. He lights a cigarette with a flick. The flame burns with white nub crimson, then pale as it turns to ash. Owen takes a drag and faces away from you as he blows away at the smoke. Side by side, both of you face the street and the slim silver of ocean ahead. Back then, the man was well built as a member of the sports team. A fact that didn't change over the years, you notice. He's grown broader with tattoos on his sculpted forearms. There's a manly, attractive maturity to his face. Pleasant silence falls on the street for a while. Occasional chirping birds and rustling leaves smatter the air. You're a mortician, right? Can I ask you something? Sure. Ever handled a family member or someone you know? Or funeral arrangements in a bombing? Both, sure. Several times. And you're not too sad to do it? I get sad at the job more often than you think. But I always tell myself I'm helping preserve the memory of them. Giving them one last send-off. It's hard when I know that person, but a job is a job. Memory, huh? Another silence descends. You give a sideways glance to see him with furrowed brows, mouth slightly open as if wanting to say something. You notice how his nail beds are dry, with his index and middle finger ever so slightly stained with nicotine. If I can ask, did you lose one recently? Short silence, he inhales a deep hiss of smoke and lets out into a yellow afternoon sky. Yeah? No. She's still alive, but not in my life anymore. She's not in good condition. Last I heard, her time's probably coming soon. You could say I've lost her a long time ago. But what memory is there to keep if I never had any? He faces side profile, his eyes drop from the horizon to the gray asphalt. His voice comes out weaker than you expected. I barely know anything about her. It's like she's already dead. You scroll your expression, betraying nothing. It's a given in your field of work. Words that would be too raw, painful, or cruel in every other conversation. Perhaps there is a comfort in talking to someone like you, so close to the edge of life. There is an urge to confess what the rest of the world will not hear. Before he can give a response, Owen soundlessly laughs with a shake of his head. Man, what the fuck am I saying? My bad, Snow. I've been out of it lately. No, it's alright. Expression placates him. He runs a hand down his hair. As he looks the other way to blow another puff of smoke, I feel like someone's staring at me whenever I go out. It's getting on my nerves. My money is on it being one of her business partners. Last part felt like it was spoken to himself, so you don't feel the need to pry. Huh? Are you alright? Fine. Sorry again. He sighs, simply regaining his senses once more. When I lose my mind one day and bite the dust, you have dibs on me, okay? I'm booking you in advance. With a grin and something morbid out of his voice, he looks more like his younger self. In memory of similar times that led you to this moment. What? Say, dude. I'll put one in your pocket. As allowed? Of course. His broad shoulders shake in silent laughter. You want to commit this memory to memory. You have a feeling it will matter. In the light of the setting sun, there's a severity in its features. Features that, now that you know it, bear a stark resemblance to the late Jane Avery. The same pale skin, sunken eyes, and black hair. She the person you mentioned? One and only. What are the odds? Her office employees knew the news first, not me. He chuckles, but you can see the unmistaken emotion behind his eyes. Her. Anyways, how long are you gonna be here? All day until the burial. Okay, me too then. He glances at the other visitors, an awkward look on his face. Clearly, he doesn't want to go in yet. You give him a small distraction. How are you? Feeling better than last time? Last time? Owen's brows furrows to recall. Oh, well, I don't think anyone's creeping on me anymore or some shit. Wait, my bad. No cursing here. You lightly laugh. Preferably, yeah. You and Owen continue small talk, catching up on things these past few months. The conversation flows naturally, even occasionally bringing up stale, years-old high school drama, reminding you to talk to your old friends more. A quick flutter of pink and green catches the corner of your eyes. Wait, Owen, you should meet. But when you face the corner again, there are no traces of the man. Owen turns his head to look in the same direction. Never mind, he's gone. I'll introduce you to each other some other time. Cool. Once again, he eyes the entrance to the viewing room. Guess I should go. I recognize some of these snobs. Go ahead. You stay in the landing for a while, greet some guests. Someone requested for a package to be moved from the lobby to the area, so we head to the hall once more. Snow! Chow appears to your side. The gentle smile eased on his face. Chow, hi, I saw you earlier. Where did you go? I was looking around, sorry. The place is huge. Right, it's an old building, so the layout is confusing too. Where are you going? I need to carry a flower stand from the lobby to the viewing room. Can I help? That would be great, thank you. Not a problem, Snow. Does this count as your day off from the museum? They gave me days off for the viewing, since my name is on the Jane's quest list along with you. Yeah, that does feel probably weird to be requested at a funeral. I'll be helping around, so tell me if there's anything else you need. Thank you, Joe. You're welcome. Who are you talking to earlier? He doesn't look like staff. Oh, I forgot to tell you, he's Jane's son, Owen Weaver. He's my high school friend. Yeah, that's that. Even hearing that as someone outside, like, wait, what? Really? Like, hearing that the person who's setting up this funeral service, who's the son of the person that the funeral is of, is the son. Like, yeah, you're like, damn. I know, we last met at the reunion a few months ago, so I still recognize him. Has she never mentioned a son to you? Chow lets out a non-committal hum as you both reach the flower stand. Don't remember. He immediately goes to work, lifting the stand from the ground with a strength that seemingly exceeds his build. Chow isn't of average build, but he seems to be on the more slender side. You've only seen him wear baggy or loose clothes so far, but it can be seen through his neck, arms, and hands. Not that you'd admit you've been paying attention before. With Chow and the flower arrangement in tow, you head to the viewing room. It feels nice to break the routine, you think. Working and doing your daily work with someone new for a change. You place the stand just in time for Ash to pass the hall in front of the viewing. Ash. No, and you are, Chow Xiong Chin. Or you can call me Chow. Oh, the one from Colvin. I'm Ash, nice to meet you. How are you liking our place so far? It's really big. How old is this building? Don't know. I have to ask Jarek for that. Our manager. Our prison warden. You give Ash a light slap on the shoulder, bad-mouthing your superior in front of a guest doesn't do wonder for your nerves. Luckily, Chow laughs. We have those back too at Calvin. What do you do there? I'm a botanical curator. My job is quite flexible. I take on anything the museum as long as I'm able to. Cool. What about you? Are you a mortician like Snow, too? Nope, I work in administration and in counseling. I'm not a fan of the actual embalming. The receiving or refrigerator rooms, as far as I'll usually go. I see. Probably don't like seeing the bodies. Maybe. I've seen bodies at funerals. I've been to funerals. So, yeah, it's not great to see someone that's to be dead preserved. It's weird. It feels weird. What types of rooms are there here? Chow refers the question to you, eyes brimming with curiosity. When a body is sent in, it goes to the receiving room, refrigerating room, then the embalming room. Sometimes the latter two are in one space. There's also a prep room before the embalming room, accessible for both the refrigerating room, from both the refrigerating room and the hall. The young man's face is set to a complicit stare. You make eye contact with Ash, and she makes a teasing raise of the eyebrow. Before you can silently raise yours in inquisition, she claps her hands tightly. Anyways, I should go. See you guys tomorrow? Yeah, see ya. Nice meeting you, Ash. She slaps your shoulder as she walks away, nearly missing your swing in return. Chow laughs at the sight. I'm sorry, she's quite... Well, don't be. I'm happy to meet your friend. You smile at his enthusiasm. The rest of the day goes by smoothly. Visitors clear out, and you wrap up, making sure to lock everything in place. As you walk home, you can't help but think of the events of the day. Chow had to leave early in the afternoon due to the urgent delivery in the museum. He didn't miss the way he deflated after the call. He reassured you he'll be back tomorrow. Then there's Owen. What were the odds? Back then, he's always been the enigmatic type, not unfriendly, but still difficult to parse. You've always felt that something was bearing heavy in his mind. Was it Jane, then? When was the last time you really mingled, like in your school days? You had friends. You still do. Yet the weight of adulthood seems to make things more difficult. People used to be more honest and more reliable, readable, and easier to understand. In a way, that's what you appreciate about the dead. They hide nothing, bearing themselves bare in front of the undertaker. In some strange, unacceptable way, you wonder what it feels like. Day 2 of Jane's viewing. Another day has started. It's bright as usual from the tall windows of the funeral home. You're getting used to Chow's presence. He helps you throughout the viewing, even entertaining questions from the guests about the displayed museum pieces. Owen kept coming in and out, with a pained look on his face. When he's in the viewing room, he sits in silence and talks to what you assume to be distant relatives or business contacts. You haven't had the time to talk to him again or introduce him to Chow. When unoccupied, you talk to... Chow. You find yourself easily lost in the small, pleasant conversations with Chow. Do you always wear black during that job? Most of the time, but not always. Different cultures may use different colors. Once I had a family ask if I could wear the brightest colors I had, so I did. Must be interesting, interacting with so many people every day. I don't think I could do that. I'll get tired easily. To that, you smile gently at him. It can get tiring, but at least it's never boring. There's always something new going on. An elderly man pops in front of the entrance. She looks around warily until her eyes fall on you and Chow. A smile crinkles her sun-kissed skin. Chow, dearie. Wait, so, is this your granny? Or is this just someone you know? Geraldine, did you come here alone? My son drove me here. Is everyone already inside? The team and Joshua, yes. Ooh, and who are you, sweetie? A friend of Chow's? My name is Snow, ma'am. I'm the funeral director in charge. Nice to meet you. I wasn't personally close to her, but she was always interested in our work and made me happy. You offered her a genuine smile, and she beams even wider. With a strong grip, she gives your arm a friendly squeeze. Oh, what a cute boy. I think he's your time, Chow. Oh, really? Oh, I'm his type, huh? Oh. He's your type. You should go on a date with him. Appreciating, someone from her older generation appreciating, gay people. That's cool. I think he's your type, Chow. Don't tell me. Didn't you tell me once? Oh, Geraldine. I think Josh just made you and something. What is that? What was that? What was that reaction? Chow quickly and gently ushers the lay into the room. When he returns, his eyes avoid yours. With his ears slightly red at the tips, you can't help but tease. Aww. Sorry about that. I'm one of the younger staff. So she can get really motherly. I think it's sweet. Are you that close with your coworkers? Close enough. I wanted the job purely for my interests, but turns out it has other blessings. What about you, Snow? You look like you're good friends with Ash. His subtle excitement shows when you're talking about his interests or you. It's a pattern you start to notice and find quite cute. Honestly, like, I think, like, with friends, you roast them. Like, nah, they suck. They suck so much. It's like, oh, hi, Ash. Yeah, Ash sucks so much. Like, even if they're around, you're like, yeah, they suck. Like, no one likes, oh, hi. Ash sucks. Yeah, I know you're here. I'm just telling the truth to them. Ash sucks. I hate Ash. You know, just, they suck. I am. She's treated like everyone's little sister here. I see why. Geraldine reappears in the landing. Shall dear? I'm sorry. Could you help me find the restroom? This way. The two museum staff go down the hall. Oh, she's museum staff. Okay. And you're back to your tasks. The afternoon rolls in. You stifle a yawn as you think about the day. There's a pattern. Most of the people who came seems to be business partners and colleagues, with some distant families here and there. What life has Jane led? Did she have anyone close to her in her life? Did she disown Owen? It never publicly verbalized these questions, but there's something especially somber about the whole affair. There were many flower stands and condolence gifts from companies and executives, and their presence doesn't cover the lack of intimacy the actual viewing has. Not the first time, but something about Jane Avery and her peculiar situation pulls you in the more you think about it. You wonder if there's a deeper meaning in why she specifically requested you and Chow. I think, I don't know, I think she requested maybe us because of, her son. But wait, no, she didn't ever talk to Chow unless, and never talked to the son, right? They haven't been in contact unless they've were in contact for a bit and maybe requested them to talk to for us. But that still brings the question of Chow. Like, maybe she just saw Chow at the museum. Um, Thought he was a delight to do things, but he's a botanical curator. I don't feel. Unless maybe she was very interested in botanical stuff. So she asked specifically for the botanical guy. Why him specifically? Maybe there's multiple botanical people. Alright, I don't know. The enigmatic and rosy botanical curator, you can't fully put your finger on him yet, but he's a comforting presence so far. It's too soon to jump to conclusions. Fatigue starts to seep into your bones. Tomorrow's the burial, and this is last night that Jane's body will be above ground. She's an enigma that's been in the back of your mind. You wonder if her secrets will be brought to the ground with her. You turn off the lights in the viewing room, giving the funeral home security guard a nod before leaving into the night. Day 3 of Jane Avery's viewing. The viewing comes to an end after 3 days. The visitors are considerably fewer on the previous days, but they still gather in the same way that gives you an odd feeling in your gut. Time to clear out. The guys are already in the front. Is it okay if I just guide them here right now? Yes, thanks. Be right back. You give a final sweep look of the room and all its lush decorations before they'll be hauled back into the Colvin Museum of Natural History. Yeah, it's honestly very interesting that I guess a rich businesswoman is very interested, like made a whole thing of her funeral a museum thing rather than a funeral. It's very interesting. I wonder why. Huh. Savor the centerpiece, of course, the ever-still body of Jane Avery. Hey, Snow. Oh, Owen. Where have you been? Smoke break. His gaze is fixed to the glass coffin as he strands in the threshold of the room. There's still time if you want to stay with her. The Colvin guys will be clearing out the decorations in a minute, but don't mind them. Owen squints, dropping his gaze to the floor below the foot of the coffin instead. I don't know. It's like she's still judging me. Saying how she always looks like that, even back then. You did some masterwork. She looks like she's sleeping. Thank you. The man's dark gaze continues to bore into the room, not daring to penetrate it with his presence. He lets out a sigh and steps inside without a word. You avert your gaze back to the landing area and to the hall, not wanting to disturb him. Chow's crew of museum staff has arrived. He pauses a bit when he sees that Owen is inside, but instructs them to clear out. Anyway, it strikes you a bit how solemn they look, perhaps out of respect for the home and the situation. Just you and Chow again. Both of you stare into the room, framed by the wide open doorways. Staff clears out the exhibits as Owen stands at the side of the coffin, with his back to you, far away. Just him. Yeah, just like the letter's request. These are Jane's assistants, I guess, but they're waiting at that lobby. Is the burial right after this? Yes, my friend will be handling it, so we're done after this. I see. Hey. Owen steps out of the room. You notice that this would be the first time in 3 days that you get to see them talk to each other. He extends a stiff hand, which Chow calmly grasps back. Owen Weaver? Owen Weaver. Chow Chen, from Colvin. Nice to finally talk to you. The first time for a handshake has elapsed, but Owen tightens his grip on the short man's hand. Say, Cho Xiang, have we ever met before? Not formally, but I did see you during the viewing. I was there every day. Before that, months ago. Sorry, I don't think so. Tries to retract his hand again, harder this time. Be honest. I am being honest. I've never seen you before. You were there in front of my apartment. I almost hit you, didn't I? What are you talking about? Owen's face contorts in an angered confusion. The man drops his grip on the other hands and steps forward tauntingly. Don't lie to me. One of my mom's hirelings, aren't you? What? What? Some of the staff milling in and out of the room start to notice the noise. You have to step in before this escalates. Chow looks at you for help, but you stay locked in place, brows furrowing in confusion. I'm sorry, what's going on? Like, I'm not saying anything. What are you talking about? You knew her. You knew what she did, right? Did what? I knew her from her work. I don't know you, sir. What was she like? I don't... Come on. A beat passes and Chow's voice comes out in an ear whisper. How should I know? You're her son. I was just her friend, like many others at the museum. That seems to twist something inside Owen. His mouth opens, but no more questions or accusations come out. His eyes drop once again, exactly how it did back in the slivering ocean and rustling leaves a few months ago. Owen runs his hand through his hair. His eyes flit left and right, and you see the heavy rise and fall of his chest. Never mind, my bad. Chushing, I've been feeling horrible lately. You know, with my mom dying and stuff. He says so not committedly. Chow's face stiff and refusing to show a reaction. It's okay, my condolences. Sorry, Snow. Thanks for your help. Huh, wait. Oh yeah, he did say someone was following him. But why would Chow be following him specifically? Huh. I don't know. This time he looks up to catch your gaze, and you see the reluctantness behind his now controlled words. Are you okay? I'll wait for the hearse in the lobby. Bye. Before he could say anything, he briskly leaves the area. You turn to Chow with a questioning look. What was that? Why was he sure he knows you? I don't know either. I swear I've never seen him before. Didn't even know Miss Jane had a son before this. She never told you? She's not that close with any of us curators. At least not that I know of. Does this happen often? People getting agitated? Yes, but it's understandable. They're grieving. I'm a little worried for Owen, to be honest. I can't imagine having the mental strength to deal with that every day. You're great. he he did say, honestly, I think I would mention that, like, my god, the music. I would say, like, he did mention someone following him and stuff. Maybe someone reminded, like, you reminded him of that person months ago when I talked to him. You know, just talk about that. And see if there's any reaction from him. The words leave his mouth in a genuine tone that a slight heat warms your cheeks. The empty hallway feels a little smaller now, thanks you do. Preserving and building knowledge for other people. I think that's amazing too. I'd love to see your work directly. And you mean it even more when a smile blooms on Chow's face. Why not tomorrow? We'll be returning to borrow specimens at noon. You should come with me. If you're not busy, of course. Really? I'm in. He lets out a satisfied chuckle. I'll see you tomorrow then. Okay. The day comes to an end once more. The viewing is over after 3 days, and you're unsure how to feel. Jane must have been moved to a wooden coffin and buried, but an invisible string tugs in your mind to everything that has happened this week. You're excited for tomorrow's visit to the museum. You just hope that you don't get any sudden calls to the funeral home. Through your apartment window, the moon is poised in the ink dark sky. Your sleep is dreamless tonight. Sorry.
Self-voicing disabled.
I know. The next day, you arrive at the Quillivan Museum of Natural History, courtesy of a ride from Chow. There's a person. Wonder what the person is doing. It was spent with small, pleasant talks extended until now, when both of you step into the marble floors of the building. Any pets? None. My apartment doesn't allow them. My turn. What's your comfort food? Egg tarts. We're here. Chow waves his hand in an arc, proudly presenting the grand room. Veils of light accentuate the carvings on its stone pillars. Countless dry plant specimens are displayed in glass boxes, arranged based on type and history. A group of school children on a field trip scatter themselves between them. They chatter and occasionally get reminded of supervising adults to not touch the glass. Something that you could see is still not being obeyed by a giggling group at the corner. You smile at their cheer. Glancing at Chow, you see that he's already looking at you. Want to stay a while? It's okay, let's go. He can take a good look after we're done. Follow me, Snow. Chow leads you to a different hidden hallway and onto an unlocked staff door. Inside is a storage room. The air is clean and dry, a little chilly to the skin. Rows and rows of pristine cabinets and tables line the room. It's a little clinical, a far cry from the museum's classic interior. You look around with hands behind your back, careful not to touch anything. Welcome to the botanical curator's nest. My friend already transported and unloaded the borrowed specimens, so my job is to sort it back and report it. I'll show you lots of things, be ready. His smile is contagious, you think. He places his bag, the same rattling beast as the one from your first meeting, and gets to work on the packages and cases laid out on the large table. He procures a set of keys from his bag and props open one of them. From it, his gloved hands pull out a frame almost the size of his torso. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm having a suspicion that he wrote the second letter. I don't know why. I have that suspicion that he's the one who actually wrote that. And it wasn't Jane. Jane does not know who we are. That's my guess. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's wrong. Who knows? That's why he wanted to check it out first. Is he wanted to make sure that everything written on it was okay. And exactly what he imagined. He procures a set of keys from his bag and props open one of them. From it, his gloved hands pull out a frame almost the size of his torso. The graceful, or pink lady's slippers is quite common orchid, but this one was mounted in the 1850s. I remember this one. It has the cutest shape. It does. Now this one is, or shrubby everlasting. It's a lovely little, perennial, also common, and was mounted in 1990. Look closer and you can still see the bright spots of yellow. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's there. Chow laughs, a light and gentle sound, and it continues to the next one. The lively, or bog asphodel. It grows in wetlands and grassy areas. It's quite considered quite rare, but not by much. We didn't lend any overly rare or valuable specimens anyway. I don't think it's easily allowed, especially on such short notice. This one was mounted in 2002. Not an antique, but beautiful nonetheless. What's the oldest plant you got here? Well, for dry preservation, we have some things from the 17th century, mostly collections of medicinal plants stored in volumes of books. Can I see? For older collections, we store them in a different room in the museum. That one's not as easily accessible. Alright. But if you want to see it, I'll see what I can do. My manager still owes me a favor. I can ask him later. Oh, you don't have to. I was just curious. You wave your hands in front of you in dismissal, and Chow grins in return. Okay. I'll show you something else that's just as cool later. He continues with his work, making sure to entertain you, while still returning the items to the racks and logging them with precision. For every admiring oohs and ahs that come out of you, Chow seems to beam brighter. That's the last one. Now, he wipes his brow, a satisfactory smile graces his face as he looks around the racks. You notice a piece of plastic stuck to his hair via static electricity. Hey Chow, you have a... Gingerly, you close the distance and extend your hands to his head. He freezes in a wide-eyed stare that doesn't move an inch. You pluck the piece of plastic, lingering slightly in the proximity, then you step back. It was stuck in your hair. Oh. Thanks, Snow. Chow's bashful demeanor soon replaces itself with a sort of gentle delight. An enveloping warmth spreads across his smile. You're not sure why he's so happy over the small gesture. You have a guessed, but you keep it to yourself, to your gravelly beating heart, yeah. Anyways, I have something else to show you. All the things we lent for the viewing were pressed in mounted plants. I've yet to show you the wet specimens, so let's go. Oh. Alright, Juan. I got a deal. I can deal with that later. Chow leads you to the room filled with a menagerie of fossils, bottles, and other collections. Its design is closer to the museum's public area than its previous storages. Warm light basks in dark wood from the inside and outside. It betrays the room's cold temperature. You can't help but think of Jane Avery in her glass coffin. Did Miss Jane go on storage tours like this too? Yes. Were you the one touring her? Not always. Sorry, Snow, I don't feel like talking to her right now. I hope you understand. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. No need to apologize. You bite your tongue. He was quite open about Jane before you assumed it would be a regular conversation. Luckily, he hops on another subject. This area isn't open for public yet, and we're still figuring things out. That's why the lineup is kind of random. It's really pretty. Thank you. What do you think about toxic plants? Sounds a little scary. That's the good part. Chow leads you to the glass cabinet in the corner, visibly more secure than the rest with its extra locks. He takes out his keys and crouches to start unlocking them. Is a bigger warning label not needed here? Nope, no one will make direct contact with the plants, let alone consume it. It's extra secure. As if proving his point, he deftly moves to the next locks. Chow's hands, now gloved again, pulls out a jar that quickly hides it behind his back with an excited grin. He leads you to the nearby table where he gently places the jar on. This is the Lilium cupiditas, or the heart's undertaker. Why have I heard that before? Have I heard of that plant before? Maybe I have. The beauty was initially known for its preservative qualities, being used for an embalming around the 1500s. Oh. There are also records of localized superstition from that time caused by people working with these flowers. It's the toxin. The Undertaker's deadliest parts are its petals and roots. Their natural toxin is mostly concentrated there. You bend down closer to see the pale white flower submerged in the liquid. Its petals are reminiscent of a lily, their ends curling ever so slightly at the peak. Its stems and leaves are a peculiar shade of dark brown, nearly indistinguishable from black. But mostly striking of all is its splatter of pink. It's deathly still. You find yourself wanting to hold your breath. Glance at Chow, who's smiling at you with a tilt of his head. Is it rare? Maybe. It reminds... What? How does it remind me of me? Well, I know why, embalming. But, it kind of sounds like an insult, like I'm toxic. And I can kill you. You want me to do that, Chow? You want me to do that? I will kill you. I will kill you. I will kill... Alright. Really? How so? It's in the name. You're an undertaker yourself, and I find you to be quite the interesting man. He looks away, and you can tell in his eyes that he wants to say more. Your call. Ask more about the flower. You want to know more about it. A playful smile appears on your face. Anything else? Well, it's usually known for its unique look, but it's way more interesting than that. Under its speckled petals lies unexpected properties, proving its charm inside out. Yeah, and I'm toxic. I'm really toxic, so fuck you, and I fucked your mother. Fuck you, Chow. Alright. You sure have a way with words, Chow. I like the speckles too. I've never seen anything like it. The live ones are prettier. They're very vivid. Chow puts a finger on the jar's cool metal tip, traces circles on it lightly. You don't miss the way he's been handling the specimens. Gently and thoughtfully. You imagine how that would feel on skin. Skin that's warm on yours. As if swatting the image out of your head, you blur out the first thing you can think of. Of course, you look like a flower yourself. Huh? Your hair and your clothes, the way you talk and move. It reminds me of a flower. The way that came out way goofier than you meant it to be, but you stand your ground and push any buds of embarrassment. Hey, thank you. I didn't know you see me that way. It's cute. For that, I hereby declare the Heart's Undertaker as my favorite plant for the month. You have yet to stop a smile on your face, now widening with the warmth of his voice. Anything for the month? Depends. Would the Undertaker himself let me study him more for the research purposes, of course? Yes, of course, for the curator's research. You and Chow laugh. For the first time, this back and forth bashfulness seems to catch up to both of you at the same time. Are you done looking at it? You nod, and Chow picks up the jar. He strides to the cabinets and returns it. Several clicks resounds through the quiet room, reaching your beating heart. After tidying up, both of you leave the storage rooms. Under the glow of the museum lights, Chow's smile seems to Brian like no other. Ooh. I'm not sure how long this is. I think I can look it up. I think we can save this for now. Do part 2 later. I need the Discord message I need to attend to. I'll be right back. Bye.